It's funny, I was scrolling on YouTube the other day. I was on the homepage and I saw this video and I just had to click it. So Casey Neistat just released a video like last week, and it's basically all about AI and how the whole video he's basically passive aggressively talking about AI and how it's going to ruin the world and ruin creativity and blah blah blah. And he's specifically talking about ChatGPT, OpenAI's Sora 2, which recently came out, invite only. And Casey Neistat, he's kind of a YouTube legend, and I've watched him since I was like 14 years old. I mean, I haven't been like a big fan of his, but like I've seen his videos or whatever, and he is a YouTube legend. I can confirm that, but I gotta be honest, he is way out of his league on this one. Um, there's nothing he can do that's gonna change what's coming with AI. Okay, he kind of knows that, so he's kind of framing it in a way as like, oh, I'm not telling you what to do, but like we should think about this. We should have a conversation. Like maybe we should ban AI or whatever. There's nothing he can do. There's nothing anyone can do really. Think of it like this: AI is this giant boulder and it's just rolling, right, rolling down. And that video was like shooting an arrow at it, trying to stop it. Okay, there's no way. And he's a giant YouTuber, and like there's you can't stop this. I'll tell you why. Because there's always going to be that person out there who's going to monetize it. If everyone quits, there's going to be a new group of people coming in, and there's open source models. A lot of people own GPUs. You don't need the internet to do this, right? You can do it all offline by yourself too if you know how to do it. So these people who only experiment with these online tools that have restrictions and they're being overcharged by these companies to make a profit, and then they're going ahead turning around and talking trash about it online. They really have no idea what they're talking about. The whole video, he also talks about how like Sora 2 videos are AI slop, right? This word AI slop. And to be honest with you, Sora 2 is like probably the best text to video image generation to ever come out so far. And yes, it's low quality, but the only reason it's low quality is so they can mass produce it. I guarantee if you went to OpenAI behind the scenes and you could talk to Sam Altman and all the employees, you could get a high res version of it, but they haven't mass produced that yet. So yes, it is the best. It's pretty amazing. So if Casey Neistat is calling that slop, that means he's calling all AI slop because that's the best AI available right now for videos. So if all AI is slop, that makes no sense because OpenAI is a $500 billion company and you're just calling that slop. Like these people really, they just don't know what they're talking about. And I get it because they're older and they come from a place where they had to create everything themselves and they had to be creative and whatever. But this coming AI is coming and there's nothing you can do about it. So you might as well embrace it and learn about it now. There's so many people online talking about AI like on Threads and all these other social platforms. Now, honestly, I do like Threads. You know, I know Meta gets a lot of hate, but Threads is honestly pretty good. Threads is more of like a newspaper. Like how in the old days, people used to read newspapers, and nowadays when I open Threads, I feel like that's us. Like whenever there's breaking news, you see it on Threads, and there's also cool stuff on there. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about AI and how people don't understand it, right? So the reason I bring up Threads is because that's probably the only social platform that I actually use for entertainment. And there's a lot of people on there. For some reason, it's like older people, like 30 plus, like in their mid 30s, like 35. And, they hate AI. They're anti AI. And the thing is they don't know anything about AI, but all they do is hate on AI and act like they're like the bigger person or whatever. So these people, right? They're like in their mid 30s, and the thing is, why they hate AI is because they're too old to feel like they should still learn about it and use it, because they lived their first part of their life without AI, so they feel like, oh, I earned this. I did my whole life without AI, right? But they're also still young enough where they still have to work, right? So like they don't want to adapt to it because they feel like, what's the point of adapting to it if my whole first half of my life I didn't get to use it? But yeah, they're not like 80 years old. They can't just be like, oh, my life's almost over anyways, so screw it. It doesn't matter. And me, I'm 25, so I'm still pretty young. But yeah, there's so many haters of AI on threads, and there's actually all over social media, and like Facebook and threads. And like I said earlier, because these people are these older demographics, right? And here's the thing, they just don't understand what AI really is. Like, people don't understand what it is. They think AI is like this search engine like Google, where you search something and it comes up and it gives you the answer, and that's a fact. That's a cold hard fact. And that's really not what AI is. AI is like you can actually engineer it and coerce it into doing what you want it to do, right? So it's very manipulatable right now. And how I figured this out was, a lot of these people have only played with like LLMs, like ChatGPT or DeepSeek or stuff like that, and they search on it a couple times and they're like, oh, this is stupid, right? But here's the thing: they're asking it like, oh, are apples red? And it'll be like, yes, apples are red. And then they go on threads and they say, this is a glorified chatbot. It's so stupid. The other day, I coded. I sometimes I use ChatGPT to GPT-5 specifically is good for coding, right? It can code me a whole bot that can remove the background of photos, mass photos at the same time. So I could put in 1,000 photos and it can remove the background and make the background white. And it can do that in 5 seconds. Okay, that's what it's used for. That's what you need to use it for. Stuff like that. Something that like that would take a developer, I don't know, a long time, like months to make, a team of developers to make. Okay, maybe not that long, but still, it would take a while. And like you would need to be a mid-level to high-level developer to do that from scratch. And I just did it in 5 seconds. And there's so many other things you can do like that with coding specifically, like AI startups. You can build an AI startup and launch it with accounts, a whole back end, the whole front end done with one prompt. And you're gonna tell me that AI is useless? Like, that's just crazy talk. And these people don't even know you can do stuff like that, right? Because they're scared to even look. But the reason I figured this out is because I actually started doing image generation, aka, AI OFM, which is what I specialize in on this channel. And the biggest thing that turned the switch for me was like, okay, garbage in, garbage out. And that's true for everything AI. So let's say you're in Comfy UI or anything, or using Kling AI or anything, and you put in a photo, right? And you want to do image to video. If you put in a crappy image, like some low quality, crappy image, the whole video is going to be low quality and crappy, right? If you put in a high definition, realistic, you could put in a real photo, 1080p, 4K, whatever, put that into image to video and then turn it into a video. It's going to be amazing. It's going to look amazing. That also applies to LLMs too, right? If you put in garbage, if you're an idiot and you put in idiotic stuff, it's going to give you idiotic stuff back. So if you're smart and decently intelligent and have somewhat coherent, then you can use it to your advantage, right? It's like adding a shield of armor to you. Like, it's not going to make you a genius. It's going to amplify someone who already is a genius.